Hello you guys, Miss Steele here. So this week we've been talking about rhythm in art, but we're also looking at art from different areas of the world. And we are focusing on Japan for this project. So what we're going to want, and we're going to make our own koi fish ponds, by the way, I should have mentioned that. You're going to want a few things. First, you're going to want a pencil and an eraser. The next thing you're going to want is some scissors and glue, because we're going to be cutting out. You want something to color in with. I'm using markers and crowns. And then we're going to use our big white paper to draw our koi fish and cut them out. And then we're going to use our big blue paper and gray, some white and some green to make our koi fish pond. But first we're going to make our koi fish. So we want to draw them first. So I'm going to get all of this other stuff out of the way. So we just have our pencil and our eraser. Alright, I'm going to draw two fish. I'm going to move this back a little bit. To start drawing our koi fish, we want to start with two large U's. So I'm going to draw one here, and then I'm going to draw another one right here. Now what we're going to do is on the end of our U's, we're going to add a long V. And I'm going to make a dot right there. So I can bring my lines to that dot like that. And again, I'm going to make a long V like that. So now we have our two fish started. What we're going to do now is we are going to start drawing in some of their details. First, on the end, we want to give them some fins. And for this, I draw almost like another V, but a little bit curved. So then on the ends of our fish, we're going to draw them some fins like that so they can swim around a little easier. On the front of our fish, we're going to draw them two eyeballs. And we're going to make it half circles like that. So it looks like we're looking down at them and they're swimming. Like that. Now we only have a few more details left to add, and then we can start coloring them in. We want to add a straight line going down their back, like this. And then we're going to take it and make it a bumpy line on the other side. So it looks like they have some fins at the top. And then on the side, we're going to go ahead and give them some side fins too. So I add a curved line, and then I bring it up and add another curved line. So a curved line, bring it up and add another curved line. You can decorate your fish how you want to if you wanted to. You could use a bumpy line to add in some scales. You could give them polka dots if you wanted to. You could go back to their tails and add in some details. But how you decorate your koi fish is kind of up to you. So I'm going to go through and get these all colored in, and then we can start working on our koi fish pond. Because now that we have them drawn, the next thing to do is to color them in. I'm going to get them colored in, and then we'll move on to our next step now that we have our koi fish drawn. Alright, so I have my koi fish all colored in, so I'm going to cut them out, set them aside, so we can start working on our koi fish pond using all the other papers. So I'm going to get these cut out, set them aside, and then we're going to start on our koi fish pond. So we're going to decorate this. And first what we're going to do is we're going to glue our fish down. So I think I'm going to have one swimming this way, maybe one swimming this way on top of it a little bit. I'm going to overlap them so it looks like the other fish is swimming on top. Wherever you glue your koi fish in your koi fish pond is up to you. And then we're going to use the other paper to add a bunch of details. So I'm going to add some to his little fins so they're not sticking up. And then we're going to glue down our next one. Maybe I'll do it like this. Kind of like right there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use these to cut out some rocks from our gray one. We can cut out some plants from our green one, and then we can use our white one to cut out some circles to look almost like bubbles in the water. And I think that's what I'm going to do first, is I'm going to cut out some circles in a few different sizes and glue them around so it looks like there's bubbles in the water. What I do sometimes if I want to cut a few circles the same size is I'll fold my paper and then I'll cut the folded paper so then I have a few that are the same size. So there are some bubbles that I could add all around. And then I'm going to cut some smaller ones as well. So I'm going to get these cut out, and then I'm going to glue them down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a blue marker and make a line on them. I'm going to show you guys that part. So I'm going to get these bubbles glued down, and then we can start working on our rocks and our plants. Right, so now I'm going to use a light blue marker, and I'm going to make a little line on each of these so they look more like bubbles in our water. So I'm just adding a little curved line at the top like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some rocks in different sizes, and then I'm going to cut them out and maybe put them around our edges. So I'm going to move this out of the way. And then to draw a rock, it's not too hard. It's just kind of a big lumpy circle. And then you can add a few lines inside like that to kind of give it some texture. So I'm going to keep drawing my rocks, and I'm going to get them all cut out. You can get as many or as little rocks as you want. So I'm going to get these cut out, and then we're going to start putting them around our koi fish pond with our rocks. So I have a bunch of rocks that I've cut out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some glue around the edge right here, and I think right here. And I'm going to glue some down and see how many I have left over. And it's okay if it hangs off the paper. I think that looks pretty cool. So there's some. I'm going to add some to the other side as well. All right. So now I have a few left over. So I think I'm going to add some more around the bottom here and maybe some more around the top and down the side. So maybe some more right there, and maybe some more right here. Let's add a big one, a small one. Boom! So now we have some rocks going around. So what we can do, lastly, is use this green, and we can cut out some different sorts of green plants we can put inside. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some zigzag lines, and that's going to kind of look like seaweed. And then I'm going to start adding that around. So I'm cutting out some wavy, wiggly lines like that I can use as different plants. All right. So now what I can do is I can go around the edges and add in these, or I could even add them behind the rocks if I wanted to. Like this. So I'm going to go through and sneak and put these down and glue them down, and then we will be done. Hey friends, I just got some plants glued down in here. We have our koi fish and our rocks and our bubbles and all of that fun stuff. I can't wait to see how your projects come out. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your morning, your evening, your afternoon, and I will see you next time.